Arjun lived in a small village. It was a humble place with little wealth. Arjun had a dream. He wanted to be an archer. He saw them in his mind, arrows flying, hitting their targets. But the village had no archers, no one to teach him, no money for a bow. Arjun would sit by his window. He would watch the birds soar. He imagined them as arrows cutting through the sky. He longed to hold a bow, to feel its power. But his reality was different. His days were filled with chores. One day, Arjun found a sturdy stick. It was straight and strong. He held it in his hand, feeling its weight. He imagined it was his bow. It was a small hope, but in his heart, it felt like the start of something big. Arjun started practicing every day. He would stand in the field, stick in hand. He would aim at distant trees, pretending to shoot. The villagers saw him. They laughed. They called him a fool. "A stick is not a bow," they said. "You will never be an archer." But Arjun ignored them. He felt the stick in his hand. He felt the strength he needed to pull back an arrow. He closed his eyes and saw the target in his mind. He believed, and that belief kept him going. Every day he practiced. Every day he ignored the laughter. The stick became an extension of himself. He felt the wind, the distance, the power in his own arms. He knew he was different. He had a dream and he was determined to chase it. One day, a sage came to the village. He was old and wise, his eyes full of knowledge. He saw Arjun practicing. He saw the determination in his eyes. The sage approached Arjun. He watched him practice, a small smile playing on his lips. The sage spoke to Arjun. "Why do you practice with a stick?" Arjun stopped, surprised. He looked at the sage. "I dream of being an archer," he said, "but we have no money for a bow." The sage nodded. "The bow is important," he said, "but it is not everything." He reached into his bag. He pulled out a beautiful bow and a quiver full of arrows. Section 4. The arrow finds its mark. Arjun's eyes widened. He had never seen anything so beautiful. The sage handed him the bow and arrows. "Discipline and focus," the sage said. "These are the true weapons of an archer." Arjun took the bow, his hands trembling. He felt its power, its energy. He knew this was a gift, a chance to make his dream real. He started practicing with the bow and arrows. It was harder than he imagined. The arrows flew wildly, missing their targets. Frustration welled up inside him. He wanted to give up. But then he remembered the sage's words, discipline and focus. He closed his eyes, took a deep breath, and started again. Day after day, Arjun practiced. He listened to the sage's advice. He learned to control his breathing, to focus his mind. Slowly he improved. His arrows started hitting their targets. First the closer ones, then the farther ones. He felt a thrill with each successful shot. Years passed. Arjun grew into a man. He became a master archer. His arrows flew with precision and grace. His name spread throughout the land. People came from far and wide to witness his skill. They called him Arjun the archer. His dream had become his reality. Arjun never forgot the sage's lesson. He knew that his success was not just about the bow and arrows. It was about the discipline and focus he had learned. It was about the belief he had in himself, even when no one else did. He became a teacher, sharing his skills and his wisdom. He told his students, "It doesn't matter where you come from or what you lack. What matters is the fire in your heart, the dream that drives you." Arjun's story became a legend. It taught people that even the impossible can be achieved with perseverance and belief in oneself. It showed them the power of a dream and the strength that comes from chasing it.